Jack, start Jailbreak adventure. You wake up locked in a deserted jail cell, completely alone. There is nothing at all in your cell, useful or otherwise. Jack, attempt to pry open window. There are no objects around with which to pry open window. Look at that! This frame is precisely identical to the previous frame. You advanced nothing whatsoever with that dumb idea. Do you realize this adventure is nearing 5,000 panels? And now we have to watch you flounder around in the jail cell for God knows how long. Exactly how many panels do you want this to go on for? Over 9,000? Nobody wants that. Nobody even wants to hear the phrase over 9,000. You need to begin making better decisions if you want to escape. Jack, get the key. What did you not understand about the statement, there is nothing at all in your cell, useful or otherwise? There is no key. It's just an extremely crude drawing of a key on the floor. Really, the drawing is so bad, it's ridiculous to think some prankster thought it would fool you, which it did. Whoever drew this kid clearly was employing the most primitive drawing tools available. You're obviously being fucked with in this stupid jail cell. You expect that you will continue to be fucked with, and it makes you wish you could stab something. Jack, get pumpkin. What fucking pumpkin? There's no pumpkin! Once again, there is nothing at all in your cell, useful or other. Oh god damn it. A pumpkin appears. You guess it must be feeding time for the prisoners. These prospecting jails are like luxury suites compared to the penal system on Durst. Should be the softest time you ever did. Jack, consume the pumpkin. Ugh, what a horrible idea. You don't eat fresh produce. The thought is revolting to you. What do you think these sharp teeth are for? Or what's left of them at least? You'll have to make a note to file a protest with your lawyer. Complain of cruel and unusual treatment. The coddling criminal justice system will undoubtedly see it to you that you're given some proper meat to consume. Perhaps a prime cut of filet mignon. Obviously as if you were a guest of honor. What a bunch of powder puffs with other namby-pamby morals and compassion. This kingdom makes you sick. Jack, just look out the window. You step up on the little Kirby thing to get a better look outside. Can't make a plan without getting your bearings. A lone sentry is on duty below. You shout a few obscenities his way. You wonder aloud what a guy has to do to get a decent meal around here. Hey, you're talking to that guy. It's no use though, he ignores you. Just look at that stoic face, the unshakable discipline, the stalwart sense of duty and pride. This is what it means to be a member of the Prospecting Royal Guard. What a load of shit, you grumble to yourself, but loud enough for him to hear. Jack, it is suggested to inspect the pumpkin. That guy won't be of any use. You doubt you could even manage to lure him into your pissing radius, magnificent though it is. You give the pitiful gourd a little kick. A terrible thought occurs to you. What if you have no choice but to eat this awful thing? You can't let it come to that. You have to get out of here. Hold on. What's that? Jack, take a closer look. Ugh, Eureka! Droll, you beautiful bastard. Looks like he snuck something inside the pumpkin to help you escape. You're gonna have to remember to give him a promotion when you get out of here. Or at least reduce his daily newspaper floggings. Need to think of a way to get the bomb out of there. Can't just smash it with your foot, or it might explode and take your leg off. Too bad they confiscated your knives, or you could slice that thing open neatly. Maybe even carve a funny face into it. You bet you're the first guy who ever thought of doing that. Anyway, Jack, search for carving apparatus. Hang on. You remember seeing some pointy things just outside of the window. Yes! Luckily, both kingdoms are totally covered in pointy things. Can't swing a dead cat without impaling it on one. Take the pointy thing. You snap off a golden pointy thing. Should be sharp enough to do the trick. Jack, carve pumpkin. It slices through the meat of the vegetable like a sharp spire through thick squash. This is working so well. Who the hell needs a trusty knife when you're this resourceful? Screw knives! You take it back. You can't stay mad at knives. Jack, open the pumpkin. You can taste your liberation already. You can't wait to hear the sweet ticking of the bomb that is definitely in there. That will be the sound of freedom, you decide. You pull off the lid to reveal a whole bunch of knives. God damn it, Troll! He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Although, now that you think about it, he might be by default, since he just sent you all the sharpest tools in the shed. Oh well, you can probably get some use out of these. You've never once been disappointed to receive a pumpkin full of knives, and you're not about to make an exception. Jack, empty the pumpkin on the floor. You take a quick inventory of the smuggled contraband. Hold on. Looks like he snuck something else in the pumpkin under all the knives. Something compromising. Jack, examine the compromising material. The troll sure knows what it's like spending long, cold nights alone in the clink. A man does need a little reading material to keep him company, if you know what he means. If your skin wasn't made of polished, jet black carpets, your cheeks would be turning bright red. No one can ever know about this. You must destroy the evidence, or disguise it somehow. Jack, forge a blade out of this illicit literature. None shall be the wiser. It is the perfect crime. When you bust out of prison, you should be locked right back in again because of how perfect this crime is. Jack, you should throw a knife down there to get that guy's attention. That should get the guy's attention. Well, unfortunately, it only keeps his attention until he dies, which is almost instantly. You need to come up with a better plan. While you would argue that random stabbings are their own reward, they aren't getting you any closer to escape. Jack, examine exit. That door is locked tight. You're gonna need a key to open it. Preferably one that isn't horribly drawn on the floor to taunt you. Knock on door, Jack. Maybe if you knock hard enough, in just the right way, at just the right time. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait, no, not yet. Wait for it. Wait. Now! Your clumsy fist accidentally flies through the bars, knocking out a passerby. Keys from his keyring jangle on the floor. It is quite possible one of these keys will unlock your door. But they are all well out of reach now. What next, genius? Well, it is suggested to use a knife to snag one of the keys on the floor. You can see if a knife can adequately lengthen your reach, but it's no use. They're still just outside of your modest slashing radius. No dice. Need a different approach. Wait a minute. Another guard notices your unauthorized tomfoolery and radios for backup. Jack, beckon another guard over. He looks none too pleased by your misbehavior. This will surely result in reduced rations. You can expect to find a slightly smaller pumpkin in your cell come sky or ice, mister. You keep beckoning him. Just a little closer. Jack, convince second guards to pick up keys for you. You use a little persuasion. Let's see if you can get him too. Jack, no! That is not how you convince someone to do something. You're supposed to save the stabbing until after you intimidate him into doing something you want. How exactly is a dead guy supposed to pick up some keys for you? Jesus. Real smooth, Jack. What's the plan now? To bury the keys under a growing pile of torsos? This is turning out to be the second shittiest jailbreak attempt anyone has ever seen. Jack, look around room. The only remaining thing in the room worth noting is in the other corner of your cell. Just a transport pad prisoners are supposed to use as a waste receptacle. These were decommissioned in Dirt's prisons a long time ago. Too many prisoner suicides and severe heads showing up in the waste bins. None of those auto decapitations were authorized with the right paperwork, so privileges had to be suspended. Wait. You hear the door open and slam shut. Someone else is in your cell. Jack, welcome guest. Looks like the sentry phoned downstairs for a little muscle. It's one of those regulator lugs they used to keep in the gen popping line. This guy has an itchy band wrist, and that look in his eye you know all too well. He's not leaving this room until one of you is good and bloody. Jack, be the other guy. You attempt to be this guy down here, but you can't be this guy down here because he's dead. But it does serve as a convenient cutaway from the vicious beating that is currently taking place in your cell. We don't need to be watching that kind of prison brutality. We take our sweet time looking at this dead body while terrible noises can be heard from your prison window. Okay, that should be long enough. You can stop being this guy now. Jack, stop being that guy. You stop being the other guy in time for us to see that you have just finished quickly and cleanly subduing the... Jack? Jack, the man is dead. Stop that. Jack. Jack, apologize to guard's body. You start to feel sorry for stabbing that guy with 7 knives in the back and bashing his face into the door 89 times. Well, maybe not all 89 times. For the first 88 you felt pretty good. But by the 89th face bashing, you were definitely starting to feel pretty sorry. And by sorry, you guess you mean bored. Anyway, you mutter something under your breath that could easily sound like an apology to someone who wasn't listening very well. Jack, give Guy a proper funeral. Whatever the state of your contrition might be, there can be no question about it. A man dedicated to royal service deserves a proper and dignified funeral. However, since there is no casket in your cell that is nearly big enough for this lug's hefty torso, you'll have to improvise. Jack, seek an alternative casket. You sever the guard's head with your most trusted of all trusty knives and begin sizing up that hollowed pumpkin. It will definitely be snug, but you think you can make it fit? Jack, make it fit. You don't care what anyone says. You say this pumpkin was made for this fucker's melon. Fits like a goddamn glove. Jack, close it up. Perfect. A textbook burial for a man of honor and distinction. The sacrifices made by our public servants don't get anywhere near the respect they deserve, you think? Jack, bring casket over the receptacle. His funeral will not be complete without a proper send-off. But his stinking garbage dump is no place for the head of a brave soldier to rest. No. You must first make some modification to the device. Doing hard time behind bars will motivate a man to learn a trick or two when it comes to systems like this. Jack, pry open panel with knife. You open it up and switch a few wires around. There. Now, instead of a nasty old pile of rotting pumpkin matter, the destination should be the throne room of the Prospicient's palace. Surely the queen will want to be alerted to the noble sacrifice of this brave warrior so that the arrangements can be made to honor the hero. Jack, send him off. You hear the door open again, followed by the sound of surly footsteps. Could it be that another glutton for a good face bashing had decided to visit your cell? Jack, greet your visitor. Ah, you see, it appears there are quite a few sad gluttons this time. Settle down, gentlemen. There are more than enough face bashings to go around. Jack, quick, be the other guy again. You be the other guy again while they beat you senseless.